When the fire started, I was in the shower, and firefighters were about to break down the door. I cried out, I haven't even gotten married. I'd rather die here than go out. Come out, I'll marry you. The fire alarm went off just as I was relaxing in the bath, scrolling through TikTok, and drooling over those viral firefighters. My heart caught fire too. Single for 24 years. I thought my heart was as cold as a butcher's knife. Couldn't believe that while scrolling through TikTok, I fell for 4 guys at once. Well, maybe truly in love with one and crushing on 3. The captain, probably in his early 30s, named Raymond, with sharp eyebrows and eyes that sparked, was totally my type. I liked his posts. When are you coming to put out a fire? Right after I posted that, something felt off. There was a lot of noise downstairs, and it was loud outside my room too. Sounded like things were burning, and smoke started coming in through the cracks. I jumped up in panic, ran to the window, and saw people below waving frantically at me. Fire, big fire, run, no way. The moment I touched the doorknob, I had to pull back, because it was scorching hot. I wrapped a wet towel around the doorknob and realized the door wouldn't budge. Luckily, those TikToks didn't go to waste. I calmed down and quickly wet all the towels in the bathroom to block the door gaps. Just as I got that done, there were voices outside. Anyone in there? I nodded frantically. I'm here. Stand back. We're coming in. Wait, how many of them are there? I looked down at my naked body, covered my chest, and screamed. Oh man, super embarrassing. Several firefighters are gonna see everything. I burst into tears. I haven't even gotten married. No, I don't wanna go out. Come out, I'll marry you. A deep, magnetic voice answered, leaving me stunned. I was just babbling out of stress and embarrassment, but he responded. I looked in the mirror, fair-skinned, pretty, long legs, tiny waist. Hey, at least I look good. I backed up against the wall, covering my chest, or maybe my lower half. Nah, I covered my face. Come on in. The door smashed open, and a tall figure stood silhouetted in the doorway, flames blazing behind him. With a buzz cut and striking features shadowed in the light, he looked like a god. My eyes widened. Raymond. Did the heavens answer my call and send Raymond? Raymond draped a fire blanket over me and scooped me up. I wrapped my arms around his neck and covered my mouth with the other hand, trying not to laugh. Raymond thought I was crying and comforted me. Don't be scared, I'm here. Me? I was freaked out. Coming out of the fire station, I was wearing Raymond's t-shirt. After completing the report, he offered to take me home. Remember to unplug the hairdryer when you're done, okay? I nodded obediently. Let's go. I'll drive you home. Do you have a place to go? After college, my mom bought me an apartment in the same building as hers, so I definitely had somewhere to go. I shook my head. I don't have a place, Captain Raymond. My ID got burned, so I can't check into a hotel. Raymond frowned slightly. Alright, then let's go to my friend's place. Tomorrow, we can sort your documents and contact your family. And, Anna, what I said earlier was just a temporary measure. Don't take it seriously. After saying that, Raymond shut his mouth tight, with a businesslike attitude, and didn't talk to me again on the way. What did he mean by that? Backing out? I was a mess from his sudden change. Raymond drove me to a nearby area, unlocked a door, and then looked at me coldly. This is my girlfriend's place. She'll take care of you. Girlfriend? I just got in a relationship for an hour and got dumped. A girl around my age popped out from behind the door, with almond-shaped eyes and stunning looks. She was definitely as pretty as me. I got all jealous. Who is she? Hearing her title made me even more jealous. Raymond pulled her aside to whisper something, and after a bit, his girlfriend came back and warmly invited me inside. You're a year older, so call me Tina. I followed Tina in. The apartment had a natural, minimalistic vibe, and the living room had a wall-to-wall bookshelf, very serene. Tina got me some tea, and then rummaged through the place for some pajamas. She was so nice, I felt guilty. Such a sweet girl, and here I was, thinking about stealing her man. I'm terrible. A little while later, Tina's stomach gave a loud growl. She looked at me awkwardly. Hungry? Let's order takeout. I glanced at the clock on the wall. 8:30 p.m. Isn't it a bit early for a midnight snack? Tina scratched her head. I've been studying all day and didn't have dinner. I rolled up my sleeves. Takeout's not nutritious enough. I'll cook for you. I owe her since I can't repay Raymond for saving my life, so I'll pay her back instead. After eating, Tina's gaze changed. Anna, your noodles are so delicious. Honestly, whoever marries you is lucky. I chuckled. It's just noodles. Tomorrow, I'll buy a bunch of stuff and whip you up a feast. We finished eating, and Tina went to do the dishes and then sat down, with a huge stack of study materials, lamenting as she worked. I leaned over, curious. Studying for the exams? Tina nodded. Yeah, it's brutal. I've tried for 2 years and still didn't make it. If only I had half my sister's brains. I flipped through her books, Surprised to find we studied the same major. Which school? B. University. Why not try a university? Professor Roger's the top expert in this field. Tina gave me a weary look. But Roger, he's supposedly super strict with crazy high standards. Scary. I wouldn't dare think about it. It just so happens that Roger was my mentor, and we got along pretty well. I offered to introduce Tina, and she practically jumped with excitement. You're one of Roger's master's students. I shook my head. No, I'm his PhD student. What? A PhD? Tina let out a shrill scream. You're only a year older than me and already a PhD. Well, I haven't even gotten into grad school. What does that make me? A total slacker. We were sitting at the desk chatting. I was helping her with her studies, and by the end, she was looking at me with pure admiration. The next day at lunch, after I cooked us a feast, Tina shook her head as she looked at me. A PhD who can cook too. What kind of fairy are you? Then, she took a deep breath and grabbed my hand eagerly. Anna, do you like my brother? Do you like Raymond? My face turned beet red, and I looked down, embarrassed under her intense gaze. Sorry, Tina, it was just a silly crush. We're friends now, and I wouldn't do anything inappropriate. No way, you can't give up that easily. Tina hugged my arm. I'm Tina, Raymond is my brother. In love. I thought I was being bold, but Tina surprised me. She was bolder and took me straight to the fire station. I want to talk to your boss. Complain about Raymond's conduct. Raymond looked stern. Tina, what are you doing? Tina ignored him, and once inside the office, she pinched my thigh hard. I winced, my eyes going teary. This is my sister-in-law. My brother promised to marry her and now wants to back out. You have to help us. The boss, a serious middle-aged man, glanced at us in surprise. Is that so? Where's Raymond? Bring him in here. When Raymond showed up, Tina spoke up first. Did you or did you not promise to marry her? Raymond looked at me coldly and nodded without expression. And did you or did you not, get intimate? You've seen it all, right? Raymond raised an eyebrow, and I blushed immediately. Tina pinched me again, and I looked at Raymond, feeling wronged. Speak up. Facing the boss's stern gaze, Raymond reluctantly nodded, ready to explain. My brother's the captain. He's known her for years. Our families have already met. And now he's abandoning her. That's a bad look. Okay, I've got it. You two leave. I'll give him a talking to. Tina led me out, smiling proudly. There, it's settled. Don't worry. Wow, she's not just helping. She's the main player here. After half an hour outside the office, Raymond came out. We walked home together, Raymond silent and stone-faced. At home, he pulled me into a room with Tina giving me a thumbs up as encouragement. Raymond stood in front of me, towering over me as he looked me over inch by inch. I felt as if he saw right through me, making me uncomfortable. Raymond stepped forward and pinned me against the door. He braced his arm above me, leaning down. His deep, magnetic voice whispered in my ear. When can you get your documents sorted? His voice was too good. I felt weak, leaning against the door, not daring to look up. Next week. Make an appointment to get the license next Friday. What? A marriage license? I looked up, shocked. I'm starting to think they're a bit crazy. Tina basically sold out her own brother over a meal. Raymond met me twice and wants to get married. I'm a fangirl, not a fool. I wanted a sweet romance with a handsome guy, not to rush into marriage. Scared, Raymond raised an eyebrow and smirked, looking ridiculously handsome. I felt like I lost half a life. Anna, I said I'd be responsible. Now you don't want to marry her. I want to. I grabbed Raymond's shirt, nodding decisively. I'll marry you. Raymond was stunned, and outside, we heard Tina's cheers. Marriage, marriage, I'm getting a sister-in-law. Raymond's face darkened again. He opened the door and shot a glare at a jumping Tina. Tina shot back, hands on hips, chin up. What are you looking at? Go grocery shopping. Anna and I are cooking lunch. After Raymond left, Tina hugged my arm and laughed proudly. You PhD types are smart as heck. My brother was trying to scare you. You didn't fall for it and pushed it until he had no excuses left. You're amazing. Sorry, Tina. I was just taken in by looks earlier. I smiled sheepishly. When Raymond returned with groceries, Tina pushed us into the kitchen. Anna cooks so well. Help her out, okay? I blushed and fumbled around, putting on an apron while Raymond came over to tie the strings for me. His breath was warm on my neck, making me feel dizzy. I couldn't think straight. Anna, you sure about this? Raymond didn't say much more, as he quietly prepped the ingredients. Raymond, can you grab the peppercorns from the top shelf? I can't reach. Raymond was busy marinating chicken wings, his hand covered in seasoning. He walked over and, without thinking, bent down, easily lifting me up with one arm. Once I had the peppercorns, he gently let me down. Sliding back to the floor, his hand came up, wrapping around my waist. He stood behind me, chest pressed against my back, pinning me to the cabinet. My face was so red you could cook an egg on it. Rachel just called, said she's coming over. I didn't see anything. Continue. Tina screamed and ran off. Raymond released me, clearing his throat before returning to the sink to wash up. I meant for you to just grab them yourself. I blushed. Raymond stood at the sink, his voice calm. Sorry, force of habit from the fire station. Wasn't trying to take liberties. His back was tense, and both ears were red. Looking at him from behind, I suddenly found him kind of cute. After we finished cooking, the three of us had just sat down at the table when the door burst open. A tall, icy beauty stood there, tossing her suitcase to the floor. I broke up with someone, and I've been fasting for 3 days. Leave me alone, she declared, before collapsing on the couch and closing her eyes. Rachel, I thought you were in Paris for work. What's up with wearing this? Raymond stood and walked over, clearly irritated. Why are you wearing a man's jacket? Whose suit is this? Get lost, she snapped, with an icy tone. Tina shrank back instinctively. Forget it, never mind her. Let's just eat. Anna, this is my second sister, Rachel. She's not usually like this. Who knows what's got her riled up this time? Tina whispered to me, trying to keep her voice low. We better not mess with her right now. Come on, eat up. This spicy crab is amazing. If you don't hurry, I'm gonna finish it all myself. No sooner had Tina spoken than Rachel swiftly moved to the table. She raised her chopsticks calmly, took a bite of the crab, and then paused, staring at me in surprise. Tina, clearly pleased with herself, chimed in, Anna is impressive, right? She's a brilliant student too, not any less than you. After dinner, we ran into a bit of an awkward situation. There were 3 rooms in their house. Since Rachel was back, I naturally had to give up the room I was staying in, which happened to be hers. I was about to ask Tina if we could share a room, when Rachel packed up my belongings and moved them to Raymond's room without a word. Feeling awkward, I followed behind. Rachel, the 2 of us are. Rachel handed me some pajamas. These are new. Just bought them in France. They're clean and unworn. For you. You smell like grease. Go take a shower. Raymond's room was the master bedroom, complete with its own bathroom. Rachel practically pushed me inside. I sniffed myself and realized, yeah, I did reek. According to Tina, Rachel was the executive secretary for a listed company and had a demeanor that was pretty much like a boss. Oh well, after showering I'd just go find Tina. I put on the pajamas and stood in front of the mirror, stunned. Is this really loungewear? Compared to this, even lingerie would seem modest. What the heck is this? Blushing furiously, I opened the bathroom door. Rachel, I think I'll just wear my own clothes. The dim light in the room revealed Raymond sitting on the bed, turning his head to look at me, his eyes wide. Caught in his gaze, I was reminded of the awkwardness in the bathroom, and frantically covered my chest and face, feeling absurd. A deep, pleasant chuckle escaped. Anna, are you an ostrich? Raymond approached me, pulling my hand away from my face, his nose nearly touching mine. Aren't we supposed to get married? What's there to be afraid of? I'm not scared, I said, uneasy, turning my head away. Raymond raised an eyebrow, resting a hand on my shoulder. His rough fingertips brushed against my skin, stirring a ticklish sensation that made my heart race. My mind flashing back to something Tina said today. My brother loves to scare people. You promised to marry him, and he won't back out on his word. He'll try to make you regret it yourself. All oppressors are just paper tigers. When the time comes, you have to hold your ground and catch him off guard. With Raymond's handsome face so close, I took a deep breath and wrapped my arms around his neck, kissing him. As our lips met, a tingling sensation spread through my whole body. Raymond was frozen, and I couldn't help but smugly think it, but he'll be running off soon. Suddenly, a pair of strong arms encircled my waist. Raymond held me close, kissing me while stepping back toward the bed. I panicked, unsure of what to do, trying to push him away. You. Aren't I what? Raymond whispered, nipping my ear lightly. His warm breath tickled my earlobe, making half my body go numb. Oh my god. While I really did like Raymond, we'd only met a few times. Was it moving this fast? But Tina said he was just trying to scare me. At the crucial moment, I sold out my friend. Raymond chuckled softly, his chest vibrating, his voice gravelly. Tina didn't lie. If I didn't like you. Releasing me, he quickly pulled a large t-shirt over my head, dressing me, and then led me out of the room. You'll sleep in Tina's room tonight. Good night. I stood dumbfounded in the living room, replaying Raymond's words over and over. If I didn't like you, what does that mean? My heart started pounding. So, does Raymond like me too? Tina appeared, tugging at my hand with frustration written all over her face. You ran off, didn't you? I can't believe you chickened out with my brother. If you were braver, he would have been the one running. Now you gave him more of an excuse. Geez, Rachel's seduction plan didn't work at all. All night, Tina chatted endlessly. While lying there with my eyes open, my head was filled with Raymond's face. Does Raymond really like me? For real? My brother totally likes you, he just won't admit it. The moment I saw you, I knew you were his type. Tina reassured me, telling me all about how cold Raymond was to other suitors, and how I was the exception. I bit my lip, not saying a word, but inside, I was just bubbling with happiness. The next morning, Raymond headed back to the fire station. I borrowed some money from Tina to catch a taxi back to my apartment complex. I live on the 8th floor, Mom and Dad are on the 12th. The household register is still at their place, so I need to grab it for the wedding with Raymond this Friday. Back home, I was rummaging through things, and just as I pulled out the registry, the door swung open. My parents, looking travel-worn with suitcases in tow, stood in the doorway. Anna, you burned down the apartment, left no contact, and got us so worried we couldn't even finish our vacation. I'm gonna strangle you. Mom lunged like she was gonna strangle me, while Dad tried to calm things down. All right, as long as she's okay, that's what matters. I asked Uncle to call you. I'm okay. I've been staying at a friend's place. Too busy to buy a new phone. After getting an earful from them, Mom finally noticed the household register in my hand and squinted suspiciously. What are you doing with that? Getting married. I have a boyfriend, and I'm marrying him. What? Mom screeched. Gone for a week, and you're pulling a shotgun wedding over my dead body. Chaos ensued, and this time, even Dad didn't side with me. Anna, we've already arranged a marriage for you. You can't marry someone else. I was floored. This old school stuff. Seriously, it's the 21st century. We're not some elite family pulling this crap. Arranged. With who? And why didn't you ever tell me? That's not your concern right now. No matter who your boyfriend is, he's definitely not better than the one we chose. Trust us, we won't steer you wrong. Just stay put and meet the guy when he comes over in a couple of days. Mom was on a rant. Dad coughed and then pulled me aside. It happened on this trip. But don't worry, Anna. This guy's a catch. Heck, if I weren't a guy, I'd want to marry him too. Eyes wide in disbelief, my soul felt rattled. They gave me grief for a week over marrying fast, yet in a week, they lined me up to marry some stranger. I tugged at Dad's face. Is this really you? Who are you people? Dad swatted my hand away, frowning. Cut the nonsense and listen. After Dad's explanation, I was left dumbfounded. What kind of bizarre coincidence was this? Back in his day, Dad's family was dirt poor. When he fell seriously ill, they couldn't afford the hospital bill. My grandparents were desperate enough to beg for help. A doctor back then paid the bill himself, and since then our families got close. But then, with no cell phones and moves to different cities, they lost touch. Turns out on the Maldives trip, they reunited with that retired doctor, who was in the same tour group. The doc's son is in his 30s. Parents already video chatted with him. He's good looking, got a good job. Anna, don't worry, we can judge character, and this guy's top notch. Marry him, and you'll be living the dream. Dad was on a roll, worried I'd pull some stunt. The pair ran out to get me clothes and a phone, locking the door behind them. I didn't have Raymond's number and didn't memorize Tina's. With just a landline at home, I spun in circles for 2 days after being locked up. Desperate, I called the fire department. Hi, can you find Raymond for me? Young people need to learn. Captain Raymond's just a regular guy, not a celebrity. Calling like this, clogging up emergency lines, could cost lives. I sighed and hung up, feeling hopeless. By Friday, I snapped at Dad. Do you realize I've got a thesis project? If I don't contact Roger, I might not graduate. Dad caved instantly, handing me a phone. Not trying to stop you. It's been busy with the renovation downstairs. Just got you a phone today. Keeping a straight face, I tucked it into my bag. Where's the registry? I need it for my new ID. Dad laughed. Anna, do you think I'm stupid? When did getting an ID require a household register? Are you planning to elope? I'll wring your neck. It's already Friday, and tomorrow the prospective in-laws visit. Stay put this weekend. Deal with IDs next week. After lunch, they left again, locking up behind them. I quickly took out my phone. Back at Tina's, I sent myself a friend request with her phone. Finally in touch with Tina, who scolded me for disappearing, I asked for Raymond's number. Raymond, it's Friday, I said into the phone, holding back tears. We barely knew each other, and it didn't seem like some deep, unbreakable bond. But Mom and Dad's shenanigans made it feel tough, like he's my only option. Where are you? I'll come get you. Raymond's deep voice came through, and I couldn't help but cry. I'm locked in by my parents. Raymond, give me the address. Crying, I gave the address while talking to him. They went out, leaving me home alone. Suddenly, a cockroach scurried by, and I screamed, frantic to squash it with a shoe. Once the roach was dead, the call had dropped, and ringbacks went unanswered. What was that? Is he coming or not? Then I remembered the door was locked. Even if Raymond came, it'd be pointless. I sighed and lounged on the couch, feeling miserable. Mom and Dad got a corner suite, with a lake view, beautiful scenery. The L-shaped sofa faced the balcony, staring blankly out. Suddenly, a rope dropped down. Puzzled, I opened the balcony door and stepped out. The rope swayed. Then, Raymond appeared. He was in tight training gear, blue shirt stretched over muscles, sharp features glistening with sweat. Holding the rope with one hand, he leapt onto the balcony in a sun-drenched moment. No words can truly capture how handsome Raymond is in this moment. No words can describe what I'm feeling right now either. Anna, are you alright? I rush forward and hug Raymond around the waist, burying my head in his chest. Raymond, I missed you so much. Raymond gently pats my back, then places his hand on my shoulder, pushing me back a bit. I was just training. I'm all sweaty. His face is a bit flushed, his chest rising and falling as he breathes heavily. Is there sweat on his lips too? I stare intently at him. He pauses for a moment, then lets out a light chuckle and leans down to kiss me. We're kissing passionately on the balcony. The setting sun is dipping below the horizon, casting golden rays around us. I feel like I'm melting into Raymond's arms. Raymond, let's go to the admin hall to get our IDs. Then head to the marriage office. What if the door's locked? Do you know how to unlock it? Raymond shakes his head, pulling me onto the sofa. Anna, let's wait here for your parents to come back together. A marriage without our parents' blessing usually doesn't end well. Anna, I won't let you face that kind of situation. If your parents have chosen someone for you, let's see who truly is better. Raymond grips my hand firmly. I want to marry you openly and honorably. Raymond and I wait from sunset until late into the night, but all we get is a call from my mom. Anna, we won't be coming home tonight. There's an issue at the factory. Stay home and behave. Also, clean up the house. The future in-laws are visiting tomorrow morning. We can't have the place looking messy. Get up early, put on some makeup, and wear the pink dress I bought you yesterday. Oh my god, Raymond and I are stuck together at home, and tomorrow we'll face my fiancé-to-be. What a nightmare. Raymond and I exchange a look. He clears his throat awkwardly. It's fine, I'll leave soon. How? It's dark out now, and climbing down a rope may be easy, but getting back up is dangerous. I grab Raymond around the waist. You're not leaving. Raymond chuckles, shaking his head. I took leave from my team, and I need to report back. Anna, I'll leave through the front door. I can unlock it. He kisses my forehead lightly. Remember to lock up after I leave. I'll come back in the morning. We don't need to rush getting the marriage license. I'll win over your parents first. I nod, watching Raymond's retreating figure longingly. Raymond is so handsome. He has a good head on his shoulders and a great character. I found a gem, and no matter what my parents say tomorrow, I'm only marrying Raymond. Before bed, I check my phone to see a flood of 60-second voice messages from Tina. I listen to a few, feeling sleepy, only catching bits about some family issue. Tina's confident voice fills my ears. Don't worry, I'll handle it. Leave it all to me. I drift off, unsure of what she was really talking about. The next morning, I get up, do my hair and makeup, and change into the dress my mom bought. Then I sit quietly on the sofa and wait. Considering they're my dad's lifesavers, a little courtesy is necessary. But I need to make one thing clear. I won't agree to this marriage. By late morning, my parents come home carrying a bunch of groceries. Pleased to see the tidy living room. Not bad. Go brew 3 cups of tea. They're downstairs already. The father is a handsome middle-aged man, with a refined demeanor. His wife seems friendly too. I have a good impression of them. They engage me in friendly conversation, with auntie looking apologetic. Anna, my son is so busy. He was supposed to come with us this morning, but a call from his team took him away. I shake my head with a smile. It's alright. Whether he's here or not doesn't matter. But I do need to tell you, I already have a boyfriend, and we're doing great. We're planning to get married. This whole arrangement was my parents' decision, but I won't marry anyone but my boyfriend. The moment I finish speaking, my parents' faces darken, while their parents look awkward. My mom gets angry. Anna, if you keep talking nonsense, watch me teach you a lesson. Auntie tries to mediate. Oh, let it go. Kids these days make their own choices. It's a pity. What a mess. My mom goes on, pinching my arm. What choice does she have? She's been all about her studies forever, and has never dated anyone. And now, she wants to marry a guy she's been dating for just a week. She's being fooled, guaranteed. Anna, unless I'm dead, you can forget about marrying that boyfriend of yours. My dad also scolds me while I argue back. Amidst the chaos, the door suddenly opens. Raymond stands there in a sharp suit, carrying wine, cigarettes, and fruit, looking surprised. Weren't you at your team? How come you're back? Auntie happily grabs Raymond's arm. Anna, let me introduce you. This is my son, Raymond. My dad whispers to me, isn't he handsome? And a firefighter too. Didn't you always like firefighters? Anna, trust me, your dad knows what's best for you. This young man's top-notch, way better than your boyfriend. I nod in agreement. Handsome, outstanding. My dad instantly counters. How can you say that with a straight face? You really said that. I smile and walk over to Raymond. He puts the items down and wraps an arm around my shoulder. Both sets of parents stare at us, shocked. Suddenly, hurried footsteps erupt from behind, and a force pushes me forward, nearly making me fall. Raymond quickly steadies me. I'm telling you, my brother already has a girlfriend. She's pregnant. If you try anything now, you're the homewrecker. Mom, Dad, stop dreaming. My brother and his girlfriend are meant to be. I oppose this marriage. Tina was standing behind me, in a lunge position, with her arms straight out in front of her, fingers spread wide, holding a pose as if she had just pushed me. Then she suddenly widened her eyes and gaped. What are you doing here? What do you mean? Who are you saying is pregnant? Raymond's parents rushed over looking worried, and my mom eyed me suspiciously. You all. Tina glanced at Raymond, then at her parents, and turned to stare at us, the three of us. After a moment, she slapped her thigh. Mom, Dad, Anna's the girl you're setting him up with. Anna's been his girlfriend all along. Oh my gosh, that's crazy fate. A match made in heaven. My aunt nudged Tina aside to get closer to me. Move over, Anna, are you pregnant? She spun to glare at Tina. How is this possible? You guys just met a week ago. Tina scratched her head. It's been more than a week. Actually, it's been a month. Then we were ignored as both sets of parents started laughing and discussing our wedding plans, shaking hands excitedly. This is all because of Raymond. Look at the mess he got us into. It's no problem at all. Young people, you know, we get it. What's important is getting the wedding done before Anna starts showing. Otherwise, it won't look good. Quickly, let's pick a date today and book the venue. And don't forget the betrothal gifts, the jewelry, everything must be perfect. The parents were absorbed in conversation, while Raymond looked at Tina, exasperated. That was over the top, saying Anna's pregnant. Why? Tina hunched her shoulders. I was just trying to help speed things along. We can explain everything later. You were gonna get married anyway. Alright, I'm outta here. My parents, it's amazing how they switch between being strict and easygoing like it's nothing. After everyone left, my mom's face turned serious. According to our customs, no seeing Raymond until the wedding. Got it. I protested. Why? You're pregnant. You young folks might get impulsive. What about the baby? My dad nodded, stern-faced. The wedding is next month. Apply for leave from your professor, and we'll head back home to send invitations. Then he couldn't help but grin. My daughter's got good taste, thanks to me. You've picked a good one. My mom laughed too. Raymond's even better looking in person than on video. Anna, way to go. While they jokingly discussed wedding details, all I could do was call my professor. The following days, I was swept up in getting ready for the wedding with my mom, so busy I couldn't even sneak out to see Raymond. Half a month later, we returned to my hometown. It's a rural area in the nearby city. As soon as my parents arrived, they started visiting everyone to hand out invitations. What? Anna's getting married? Really? No way. She's getting hitched already. My aunt curled her lips, not buying it. Seeing her, my mom's eyes lit up, ready for battle. Her daughter was a year younger than me and had married right after graduating. Growing up, I studied hard, so my mom always showed me off to her. Ever since my cousin Amy got married, my aunt had been subtly gloating. They say girls should marry well, not just study well. Our Amy's husband has 4-5 houses. When's Anna tying the knot? Surely not waiting until her 30s, right? Now that she had a chance to brag, my mom wouldn't miss it. She pulled out her phone to show photos of Raymond, and my aunt's face fell as the phone passed to Amy. She scoffed. These are photoshopped. Walls all crooked. Yeah, what do they call it? Beautifying. Oh, youngsters these days, all about the filters. Amy, after dialing her husband, smugly leaned toward me. Anna, how'd you guys meet? My husband's a pest, constantly calling. I bet you and your boyfriend are sweet like that too. I opened my mouth to answer, but Amy snatched my phone, exclaiming dramatically, what's this? On the screen were my texts to Raymond. Hey, I'm heading home today, busy training. Mom's driving made me sick. Lunch was amazing. Uncle's dish is the best. What did you eat? I miss you. All my messages. Raymond hadn't replied with even a punctuation mark. Oh my god, Anna, they always say a good man responds properly. Amy taunted, showing my parents, who suddenly looked grim, while I stayed composed. His training, really busy. He'll text back when he can. Anna, no need to cover up. We're all family. Soon after, my phone buzzed with messages flooding in. Today's training is light. I'll get you motion sickness pills. Keep some on hand. If you like the dish, next time let me try it. I had beef and potatoes. I miss you, too. Wait for me. Amy's face fell, while Mom laughed triumphantly. So cheesy. My son-in-law's a firefighter. He messages at every break. Gives me goosebumps. At dinner, Amy kept nitpicking the photos. A firefighter, ain't he dark from all that training? But in photos, his skin looks fine. What's up with that filter? While I quietly ate, Mom sparred with my aunt. Their debate was lively until the outside commotion caught our attention. He's handsome, looks like a celebrity. No way, it's Raymond. I've seen him online, and he's more striking in person. I turned, seeing Raymond at the door, bags in hand. He's got a buzz cut and perfect features. Wearing a simple black t-shirt, his arm muscles are defined, with broad shoulders and long legs. He's just ridiculously handsome. My mom practically jumps over, grinning like a fool. Raymond, what brings you here? Come in, come in. Let me introduce you. This is Uncle, and this is Auntie. Amy and Auntie look like defeated roosters, while my mom beams with pride. After dinner, I ride with Raymond back home. My mom waves generously and shouts, "Your dad and I will come back later." She seems to have totally forgotten how she used to insist on me not seeing Raymond. I'm starting to think she made up those so-called traditions. I mean, no one else in the village ever mentioned them. The drive back takes over an hour. Small spaces tend to create a bit of a cozy vibe. I'm in the passenger seat, blushing, unable to say the things we used to chat so naturally about on WeChat. "Why did you suddenly come by?" I ask. "Someone said they missed me. Thought I'd pop in and see her," Raymond says, keeping one hand on the wheel. His profile looks sharp, with strong eyebrows, a high nose, and a jawline that could cut glass. I blush harder. Raymond chuckles softly. "Like what you see?" I nod. "Yeah, very much." Suddenly, my phone rings. I answer and put it on speaker. My mom's loud voice fills the car. "Anna, your mom won't be back tonight. Make sure Raymond drops you off at home and no funny business. Got it?" Someone else pipes up. "That's too much. Let young folks be. Plus, your son-in-law's so handsome. Anna's getting a good deal. Things are open nowadays. It's not like our time. Your girl should make a move before someone else does." I turn an even deeper shade of red, fumbling to hang up. Raymond says seriously, "That aunt has a point, Anna. Maybe you should consider her advice." I playfully slap him. "Stop with the nonsense." The drive feels both endless and fleeting. Raymond drops me at my door, watching me go inside. "Lock up after I'm gone." I nod, feeling a bit down. Half a month since we last met and that's it. Though inviting him in doesn't feel right, my mind's at war. One part yells to let him in, the other screams to stay clear-headed. "Anna, keep some composure." In the end, reason wins. I shut the door, leaning against it, sighing. But I can't stop thinking about Raymond. It's frustrating. Maybe a goodbye kiss isn't too much. I'm going for it. I reopen the door, and find Raymond still standing there, eyebrow raised mischievously. "You're really not inviting me in?" I grab his arm and pull him inside, closing the door behind us. Things quickly escalate. Raymond pins me against the door, my mind going blank. When I regain some focus, we're already in my room. "Anna," Raymond's voice is husky. "My mom's already buying baby clothes." I'm shocked. "You didn't explain to her." "What now?" "Tell her to return them." "No need," Raymond whispers, kissing my neck. "There's still time. We can make it real." The night descends. Trees sway outside the window, and the moon is full. Another romantic night. Raymond's epilogue. Anna kept asking me when I started liking her. I just laughed it off. I couldn't exactly tell her it was love at first sight, and that I was captivated the moment I laid eyes on her. She stood in the bathroom, covering her face with her hands, peeking through her fingers at me. Her eyes were dark and bright, just like a little deer in the woods. I stole a quick glance at her and felt my face blush immediately. She was stunning. I had to work hard to keep myself from looking at her again. Spending time with her felt a bit like taking advantage. So I calmed myself and took her home, using Tina as an excuse to send her off. My mind was torn. Was it about being righteous and justifying my uniform? Or was it guilt, trying to keep a distance? The next day, I felt a bit of regret. I'm usually all about feelings. I'd been single for years, never meeting someone who clicked. My parents were always on my case to get married. Finally, I met someone, only to push her away. Who knew Tina would sell me out? At the fire station, Tina accused me of being fickle. I just stared at Anna, feeling secretly thrilled. Did she really want to marry me? In the office, my supervisor lectured me about maintaining good conduct. I nodded in agreement. We'd had a little dispute before, but I promised the supervisor I'd marry her. In just a few days, I liked her even more. She'd often sneak glances at me, and when I'd catch her, she'd turn away, blushing like an apple. Our relationship heated up quickly, like a dormant volcano igniting with a single spark. Then suddenly, she vanished. My parents came home saying they had arranged a match for me and wanted me to go meet her. At the same time, I was busy with work at the station, juggling my parents' matchmaking with finding Anna. When she finally called and let out a shriek, my heart clenched. It would take 20 minutes to force open the security door from the outside, but only 2 minutes from the top floor to the 12th. I rappelled down and jumped onto her balcony. Anna stood there, wide-eyed, staring at me. Relief washed over me as she threw her arms around me, and I leaned down to kiss her. How deep can love at first sight go? Maybe it was love at first sight. After greeting the guests, Raymond held the bouquet, ready in the hall. Anna, nervous, was changing with her makeup artist. In just 2 minutes, the auspicious time would arrive, and Anna would appear on stage in her bridal gown. Raymond kept glancing toward the aisle, eagerly anticipating the moment. Anna, she was the most beautiful bride in the world. I was so excited. We'd picked out the dress together, and it was stunning, prettier than any princess. I hope I can wear something so beautiful when I get married. Tina squeezed Rachel's arm, filled with excitement. Everyone was whispering. The MC took the stage and began the countdown. I object to this marriage. The door swung open, and Vincent, wearing a black suit, stormed toward Raymond, his face stormy. She can't marry you. Raymond's face grew darker. Who are you? Tina gaped. He's so handsome, looks familiar. Who is he? Anna's ex. This is so juicy. I can't believe this is happening. Rachel's eyebrows twitched. Idiot. Vincent sneered, raising his chin toward Raymond. I'm her lover. Raymond clenched his fists, tension mounting, and the room was in an uproar. Anna's mom stormed over in rage. Who are you? Our Anna doesn't know you. Stop talking nonsense. Rachel stood up, walking toward the two with a cold look, reaching to grab Vincent's arm. We're over. What are you doing here? Rachel. Vincent looked Rachel over, his eyes slightly red. I know you can't lie to me. I just need to know. Do you still have feelings for me? Rachel shook her head firmly. I love you. The room buzzed with shock. Vincent paused, then wrapped his arms around Rachel's waist and kissed her. Anna's mom stood by, confused, while Tina and she stared at each other. What's up with these two? Tina slapped her knee. I remember now. He's my sister's boss. He mixed it up, thinking it's my sister's wedding today. The auspicious time arrived, and the MC called for the bride to make her entrance. Raymond pushed the embracing pair aside, face stern. Move. Don't block my way. His bride was waiting for him. Raymond clutched the bouquet and walked toward Anna. Anna looked ethereal in a white gown, her eyes shimmering with tears like a fairy. They embraced on stage, and Anna kept glancing at Vincent. Raymond, unhappy, gently bit her lip. Focus. Don't look at other men.